Each of us has a story. Where we grew up, who our friends were, our backgrounds, and our history. Each of us is on our own journey. Today, kids face some of the same challenges we did, but also have vastly different challenges.
If it weren't for the REACH program, I wouldn't be here. I either would have dropped out or I wouldn't be alive. Just through the stress of being a teenager and doing everything you possibly can to do your best, but being told you're not good enough by society, social media, all that really hurt. But with the REACH program, they accept us for us, and they realize everyone has a story to tell.
REACH has helped me become a better person, in general, helped me with academics. And part of my story is that my dad had stage 4 kidney cancer, and it was just a hard time for me then, and he helped me with that.
When I first got here, I transferred from Wilmer just into a new foster home in the process of getting adopted, and it was tough. I was a little bit of a knucklehead. Harley had to help me cope that, and I was just always in trouble in the office. Harley hey, have your mom sign this paper for REACH, you can be in REACH and will help you. And I accepted the help, and I'm still accepting the feedback he's giving me every day, just getting myself better, 1% better every day.
We're meeting them at their journey, wherever they're at. And what I love and appreciate about this district is that when they walk through the educational doors, we're going to meet them where they're at. And we have that core value. All schools have these values. What I appreciate about our district is we walk the talk. It's about relationships, and we see ya. We're not about labels. We're about the child and where they're at in their story and how we can support them. And it's not just about crossing the stage to get that diploma in the hand. It's about, hey, how can we help you be successful in your life? And if you're coming from a home or a challenge, is what can we teach you so you can overcome that, so that stops and you can be successful and have that life, that family that you're hoping for.
Kids that are falling through the cracks left and right across this country, rural, urban, and it's up to us leaders, it's up to us parents, it's up to us educators to continue to find ways to navigate that and give kids opportunities. And I think the REACH program provides that. And I think what we're doing with helping fund not only REACH program here in Hutch, but across Minnesota, across now the country, we're helping kids that in some ways can't help themselves or are falling through the cracks in some way, shape, or form. And every year Jenny and I get letters from the REACH kids, now from all across Minnesota. But for years it was just the kids from Hutch, and it was really eye-opening to me. I grew up in a farming community. Didn't have a lot of extra things, but I had 2 parents that loved me and cared for me and wanted to see the best for me. I'm just blown away by the sheer number of kids that don't have just that basic thing at home to look up to want to be like, to have that little bit of support, to get a ride to school, to get whatever it is, to ride to an activity. Some kids don't even have that, and so REACH is about those kids, and we need a lot more REACH in our lives across the country, across Minnesota. And for anybody that gets to see this or watch this video or see the camp and what we're doing, reach out, build a REACH program in your school, in your community. This is how we save kids, one kid at a time, and I just can't say enough about it.
My little side of the story is that I would not be alive if it wasn't for REACH. I would have never saw my own potential. I would never have understood that somebody cared about me that wasn't responsible for me. I understand that my parents cared about me, but that was because they were responsible for me. Harlander kept stepping back into my life even after high school, and that wasn't his job to do that. I think in my life, that makes all the difference in the world, and I guess that's all I can really say to somebody that's thinking about why they need to have this in their school, is that if it grabs one kid and pulls them through the confusing time that high school is, then that's extremely important, if you ask me.
We've had kids that say that we've saved their lives. That comes back, they've saved our lives as well. They give a lot back. I had a 6th grade girl come in this week. She's as tall as the table, And she put a letter on my desk, and in that letter she just says, thank you for being that dad. And she says, I love you. And you know, maybe in the educational world, is that a boundary that's being crossed? No, this little girl needs that attention, needs to be seen and loved, because not every child has that. I think the biggest thing that I would say is that REACH is this. It's not a class. It's not a program. For a lot of our kids, it's their safe place. You know, it's not just a logo. Saving lives, it's just not a logo. Creating a sense of belonging, it's just not a catchphrase. We truly embrace that and believe that and come every morning with the mindset that is the goal, is to save lives, to make sure they leave our room, our building, our district, our community with that sense of belonging. And at the end of the day, that their lives were saved, however that looks like. Whether it's stopping a cycle or that when they look in the mirror, that they love themselves.
Today, the REACH program continues to change the lives of children all across the state of Minnesota and beyond. If you are interested in learning more about REACH or want to join the mission, contact us today to get started.